everyone, it's Emily, and in today's video I will teach you how to create some basic design assets using the in-browser design tool Figma. In this digital day and age, I believe everyone can benefit from knowing some design skills without always relying on a professional designer. This video is intended for complete beginners to design. I personally am not a designer and have never received any formal design training. However, I have worked closely with senior designers in a previous job role. As such, I intend to simplify design concepts and teach non-designers from a non-designer perspective. I will walk you through the basics of the Figma design file, foundational design concepts like text, colors, and shapes, and we'll create a YouTube thumbnail and Instagram story together. Let's start. This is the homepage of Figma. I'm not going to walk you through exactly how to create an account and set everything up, since that's pretty self-explanatory on Figma's website. And once you're here, I want you to click on Design in the top right corner to open up a new design file. And once you have your new design file, you'll see this interface here. The middle section is the large design canvas where you'll execute all of your design work, and the left and right sections are toolbars with all the commands. In the left bar, you'll see in the top left the name of the design file, and you can change this name by double-clicking and entering any name you choose. I'm going to change it to YouTube tutorial, for example. You can also add multiple pages within the same design file. Now let's get started with learning some foundational design concepts. So in the bottom here, you'll see a toolbar with some of the most basic commands, like text and shapes. So let's learn how to create a text box. So here you'll click on the T icon for text, and you'll drag to open up a text box. And you'll see here that my text is very small and I'm pretty zoomed out, so you can zoom in by using your trackpad or using this command in the top right here. So let's type in some text. Hello everyone, it's June. So here you can see that my text box is quite large, so I'm going to resize it by clicking here, and I'm going to zoom in with my trackpad. And here under typography, I can change the font here and have a plethora of fonts to choose from. You can also download fonts and add them to Figma, and Figma also has all of these default options. So for fonts, if I want a sans serif font, I can choose fonts like Intern or the most well-known Arial. If I want a serif font, the most well-known Times New Roman, or I can go fancier, just type in serif and take a look at all of the fonts available here. I can also change the different weighting for fonts, like italic or regular or bold. I can also change the font size, height, alignment, all of these options here. And if we scroll down a bit more, we'll see fill. I can also change the color of the font. So let's change it to, say, a red font here. So now I'm going to add a shape. So at the bottom here with shape tools, I see these different shape options. Let's create a most basic shape, which is a rectangle. If I create a shape, if I want it to be a perfect circle, perfect square, have perfectly equal dimensions, I can hold down the shift bar, and you'll see here it'll create a perfect square. If I let go of the shift bar, I can make it into any sort of rectangle with any sort of length and width dimensions here. You'll see this rectangle doesn't look so great, looks kind of bland, so let's add a stroke. So let's add a border here, looking better. I can change the weight of the border, make it heavier, thicker border, or make it lighter, even going to decimal places here. And I can change the fill here to make it a white rectangle. I can remove the fill completely, or I can change it to have, say, like a light red fill here. I can place the text inside here. Oh, if it's going back, I can bring the text to front by right-clicking and clicking Bring to Front. Add the text inside the rectangle here. And for colors, I wanted to mention for each fill, you can manually adjust here just by eyeballing it, or you can input the hex code here. Every color has a unique hex code, so you can Google, say, I want a sage green, and Google will give you a specific hex code for a more sage green here. Or you can use an eyedropper tool, and we can make this fill the exact same as this very bright red we used for the text fill. And now getting into the more fun part of this tutorial, we're going to recreate a YouTube thumbnail as well as an Instagram story template. So let's start with the YouTube thumbnail of one of my most recent videos on how I manage my $100,000 in assets using Wealthsimple, which is a Canadian investment platform. So for this thumbnail, obviously I'm not a professional designer, so it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty decent for someone who's a non-designer and a very, very small creator here. So I'm going to show you exactly step by step how I create this. I promise you it's actually simpler than it looks. I feel like most people seeing this would think, hey, you need some more complex design skills, but it's actually very basic concepts, and I think anyone can learn to do this in like this tutorial and just with a little more practice. So here on the right, I have my blank slate. This is a frame with the dimensions 1280 by 720. These are the dimensions for the YouTube thumbnail size. And then I have my different assets. I have a photo of myself with the background removed. I have a Wealthsimple coin, and I have a screenshot of my different Wealthsimple accounts. And so visualizing the thumbnail, I want the first component to be the title, of course. I need text to describe what my video is about so people will click on it. So I'm gonna type in managing over 100K in Wealthsimple, which is a short and sweet title that I think attracts some attention. And I want this to be serif font. So I typed in serif and I looked at my different options just by hovering over it. And I like these DM serif options, and I landed on DM serif text. I don't want it italic, so I'm just gonna change it to regular. I'm gonna resize my text box. And let's say it's about 80 is a good size. So making it bigger so it stands out more. Then I'm gonna center it, and I wanna place it over this background of this screenshot. I want people to see the numbers in my account, which will entice them to click on this video to learn more about how I manage this money. But now we have a problem. This text is behind this image, which obviously doesn't work. So I can right click and send this screenshot to back so that the text is in front. And right away there's an issue where the text isn't very legible. So I'm gonna add a shape, a rectangle, for the text to go in. And I'm gonna make this rectangle fully white filled, a solid fill, and I'm gonna add a stroke. Let's just keep it black for now. Let's make it a little bit bolder. And I'm personally a fan of rounded corners, so I want the rectangle to be a bit rounded for a stylistic effect. Now we have the same problem, so I can do the same command by bringing this to back and bringing the text to front. And I can actually do this in the layers toolbar as well. So I can literally just move the text on top of the rectangle. And so you'll see here, now I have the text inside that rectangle, which is looking pretty nice. And I'm gonna center it just by using the red lines as guides. And I'm gonna group these together through Command G on my Apple keyboard, or literally clicking group here. Now it's ungrouped since I already grouped them, so that I can move this together as one item and one group. All right, looking pretty good. And now I'm thinking that I want to actually blur out some of these numbers, since I want people to click on my video to see the details. I don't want them to see exactly how much money I have in each account just from the thumbnail. And so let's add that effect for this screenshot. I'm gonna click on the screenshot here and then open up the effects here and see all of the different options. I'm gonna click on layer blur here, and I can see that it's slightly blurred out some of the numbers, but I want the blur to be larger. I want it to be more blurry so people can't read. So I'm gonna use 7 here and see how it looks. And I quite like that. I think that the numbers are still somewhat visible, but it's very blurred out. So people can still tell that this is a screenshot of Wealthsimple accounts, but they can't read anything very clearly. Perfect. So I'm gonna move this here, looking pretty good. And then I want an image of myself on the right side. I think images of people make thumbnails more engaging. It's an actual person in this video. So I'm gonna add this PNG of myself here. And I can resize, make it larger or smaller. I like just having me kind of perfectly in the frame here. And now I'm gonna use this Wealthsimple coin just to add that final touch and pizzazz. So I'm gonna add this coin probably here. Looks pretty nice. I think I can maybe make this a little bit bigger. And now I don't like how this stroke is black and this coin is beige. I think it clashes. So I'm gonna use this handy eyedropper to make the stroke of my rectangle the same color as this Wealthsimple coin. And you'll see, voila, it looks more cohesive. And since this is grouped, I actually added the stroke to this text as well, but I don't want the text to have the beige stroke. So I'm gonna go here and just click on this minus button, which removes it. Okay, perfect. And now I want the stroke to be a little bit heavier, so it's a thicker border. I think looks great. And I'm gonna add a drop shadow effect to this group, to both the text and the rectangle, so that it creates kind of this 3D effect you'll see near the edges, which kind of emulates Wealthsimple's UI UX design with that 3D effect on each of their components on their screens. So I really like this. I think I'm gonna add another coin though. I'm gonna duplicate it, Command D, and just add it in the top corner. And this time I'm gonna rotate it a different way. And you'll see we've pretty much exactly created my original thumbnail here, using just the very core skills I showed you. The text, the shapes, the colors, strokes, simple effects such as blurs, and adding in your images. So now let's wrap things up and show you how to create a simple Instagram story template, which can also be used as a YouTube Shorts green screen, which is what I used in my shorts describing the FU number concept in personal finance. So I'm gonna show you some basic concepts in this. So first I created these 2 blank frames. I used the dimensions for Instagram's template or a short. You can see them here, and you can manually change them at any time as well. Command Z to undo. And I wanted this cream color background. I'm a fan of cream colors, so I Googled a nice cream color and I found this hex code here. And I'm just gonna copy it. I just copied it from Google. Click on my new frame and then copy paste this into the fill text box in order to change the fill of this frame into a cream color. I really like that. And now I want text. So this short, as I mentioned, is about the FU number concept. So I'm gonna type that in. I'm gonna make the text smaller, of course. And I was thinking of making this into like a dictionary definition for some creative touch. And then I'm gonna add a line. So remember in the shapes here, it had your basic shapes. It also has a line. Press Shift to make it a perfectly straight line here. And I can make it as long or as short as I want. I can also make it bolder or lighter, but I quite like this weight. I don't want it to be super thick. And then I'm gonna add in the remaining text. And you'll see, there we have it. That is a perfect FU number slide. You can also move everything at once by just selecting everything, either through on your trackpad or one by one pressing Shift. And you can even do it here in the layer bar, Shift here. And so when you select everything, you can move them all at once. And let's do a different slide, but this one I want to show you how to create this image mask. So I'm just gonna copy paste the text since we've already gone over that. And when you copy paste onto a frame and you select it, it will position it in the same position as the previous frame. So you'll see the text is already well positioned for me. And now I want this photo here to illustrate my point that I'm living in a city in Canada. This is an image of Prince Edward Island, Canada, super beautiful province. And I want it inside a circle shape. So I'm gonna create a circle shape by clicking on ellipse, and I'm gonna hold down Shift so that it's a perfect circle. And I want this image inside here. So how do I achieve this? Well, first I'm gonna position the image however I want over the circle. And it doesn't need to be perfect, just a rough positioning here. I think that with the circle there, I think this roughly looks good. And then I'm gonna select both the image and the ellipse. I can do this in this toolbar here. And then I'm going to right click and click Use as Mask. And once I click that, you'll see, voila, my image is inside this circle shape. And now if I want to adjust it a bit more, I can click on the image here. It's easiest to use this on the left toolbar. And then I can zoom in and out, or I can just move the image up, down, left, right to position it perfectly. So I want kind of the lighthouse here. I want some of the beach. Looks good to me. And then I'm gonna add a drop shadow effect just for the stylistic touch. I can make it as small or as large as I want. I can use these lines to guide me, and looks pretty good for me. And there you have it. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and are able to try creating some design assets yourself. I've been using Figma since 2019 and love how it caters to both complete beginners and advanced designers. If you also are interested in personal finance, you can watch the actual video of how I manage my 100K in assets here. Take care and have fun creating.